Recently, a few days ago, granted bail and discharged. He wasn't granted bail anyway. He was discharged of all the charges against him and was asked to leave the facilities of the DSS. And today, our lawyer went to obtain the judgment from the appeal court. So we would like to hear from him, at least to get a briefing from him on the good evening, Biafrans and lovers of freedom, anywhere you are in the world. We are reaching to you live from the office of our able barrister and attorney at law, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Today we are coming to you from the stables of Umuchukwu writers. We want to get a brief from him. Leader was recently, a few days ago, granted bail and discharged. He wasn't granted bail anyway. He was discharged of all the charges against him and was asked to leave the facilities of the DSS. And today, our lawyer went to obtain the judgment from the appeal court. So we would like to hear from him, at least to get a briefing from him on the issue relating his immediate release. Thank you very much, Barrister, and good evening.
Thank you.
To hear from you.
Thank you, Biafrans all over the world. I promised before now that we're going to keep people in touch and updated as development going forward. However, first of all, let me appreciate the entire effort of Agbocha, who has always been here, flowing up and down to ensure that people are aware. I keep abreast of what's going on regarding the release of Mazi and the Kanu. Of course, we are aware that this judgment was delivered on 13th of October. That was last week Thursday. So, and we're the first to access this document today. See this judgment. We're the first to have access to it today. And same has been served on the Attorney General of the Federation, also the Director General of the SSS. I just left here not quite long ago. And today, the first time we're formally bringing the development good news to Mazi, Nnamdi. I'm so happy to hear about the development. So, and I had extensive discussion with him. So we explained to him quite exhaustively, comprehensively about the implication of the judgment. So, and today I even have opportunity of looking at judgment once again. So, for those who may not understand or who are still talking about acquittal, discharge, what was granted in that judgment is more fortifying than acquittal in the real sense of it, because the court directed that apart from discharging Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and consequently striking out the remaining 7-count charge, which automatically brought to an end the charge under reference, the court made a specific pronouncement and direction order that neither the lower court, that is the Federal High Court, nor any other court in Nigeria will have the jurisdiction to entertain any further charge against Nnamdi Kanu, any further charge or indictment against him. So it has taken care of the entire thing. So if they will select to go and find another charge tomorrow under any form of any guise, Nnamdi Kanu will not stand any trial again. In fact, the effect of the judgment is that he cannot stand trial again in Nigerian court again. So, and the federal government have no option to release him. However, we are not talking about Nnamdi Kanu's freedom because of granted freedom. What we are talking about is time and days it will take us to get him out, which is almost at hand. And we will continue to tell the world, keep Umu Chineke abreast of our undertakings and our strategies and our steps we're taking towards bringing him out. But the critical part of the strategy may not be disclosed to enable us achieve what we are planning to achieve. But be assured that Onyendu will be out. Anyone from this time I'm speaking to you will be out. But when he will be out, I will not disclose to the public, but you will hear from him in no distant time. Because the federal government of Nigeria on the top authority of the judgment of the Court of Appeal has no other further option to explore in this case. Their options have been closed. The only option available to them now is to do the honorable thing by allowing Nnamdi Kanu to live where he is now. And as it stands today, there is no order of court justifying the further detention of Nnamdi Kanu from that Thursday, 13th of October to date. So it's now being held illegally. It's not being held unconstitutionally in the custody of the DSS. So that and no court, whether magistrate or high court or federal high court in Nigeria, we should order again to justify his detention. That's the worst part of it. Because by virtue of this judgment of the Court of Appeal, all courts in Nigeria have been divested, whether the high court or the magistrate court, of jurisdiction to entertain charge, receive complaint, or any indictment whatsoever against Onyendu Mazi. That is the worst part of it. So the option available to the federal government of Nigeria now is to release him. And today we have served in the rest of the court. We have served in the court order, also served in the court judgment. By tomorrow, we are taking a very serious legal process against them. By 11, 12 o'clock, we're going to call a press conference to bring the press, and also I will also be hopeful. So, but I may not say it here because that measure we're going to do, I take to my slot tomorrow or thereabout will be very, 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 very aggressive within the legal precinct we operate. So, and at this point in time, I want to assure you that Onyendu is happy. I want to assure you that Onyendu's exit from the custody of the SSS is imminent. By time and hour is what I cannot be able to state here. Even if it's available to me, I will not state. I will make it public for reasons best known to me and also to Muchineke. Because I've said this thing before now. Not if I go up a balance Kevin say Babaloko. And then I go Muchineke, I am going to cry. But I'm not going. So I am a clue how to okay, so about my language. As a miracle cry, so the victory is ours. I am proud to stay on Muchineke now. The victory is ours. And but whatever there's so too about it. And because now Car doesn't care, only here and then I don't want to say because smell the fact. And I bet to go and ask because smell the fact now. Upon the mayor, I don't want I will not begin able to do anything. It is the order of court, and order for them must be obeyed. I have no option. So, thankfully, I've said it before now. President of the country, Buhari, has said sometime in the past, several declared that he doesn't want to interfere in the judicial process.
Yes, I was coming to that. I was waiting for you to land. I wanted to ask you. A few months ago, some traditional leaders, Igbo elders, and some religious leaders and opinion holders and some politicians in the entire Igbo land came and went to the president of Nigeria, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, and they pleaded for him to release their son, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to him. And even when he visited Imo State, he insisted, even the same thing, he said the same thing when he visited Imo State. He insisted that he was not going to interfere in the process of court, that he was going to leave it to the court to decide the fate of Nnamdi Kanu. Now that the court has decided the fate of Nnamdi Kanu by discharging him of all the charges and then telling the federal government, the executive, not to take him to any other court, or not that no other court can entertain any charges against him in Nigeria. Why are they not releasing him, or why are they not taking it in good faith when this is all they've been waiting? Or is there any other court that they are waiting except this very one that has given us this very judgment?
The law is settled. Let me say this to you. Thankfully, kudos to the president of the country, President Muhammad Buhari, for his declarations and for believing in rule of law, because we are made to understand that he believes in rule of law. So then that we come to him right now. Let him act on the basis of the Court of Appeal. You see, one thing about what you should know about this, the recent judgment of the Court of Appeal, is that this is not an order or judgment of High Court or Federal High Court. It's a judgment of Court of Appeal. And I don't think, and I want to believe that now they've been formally served. Because from that Thursday till date, They don't know how we are the people to first obtain the citizens of the government of the Court of Appeal. Now they've been formally charged, and the DAG was formally charged. I wanted to make some noise there today. And I told you I would dance naked today.
Yes.
But maybe by tomorrow I'll show them my style. So we have to drag them. We'll go to the public and make sure, go to the office to make sure that needful is done within the legal consent. But now they've been charged, served with the process filing with the order of court. Order led by court of appeal. They have no option. By tomorrow now, if you are taking any further step, either by initiating committal proceedings against the DGSSS and the president of the country, or by filing further legal processes, they will not have any. They will not say they are not aware of the order of the court. Also, I want you to also appreciate the fact that the Chief State Council was in the court on Thursday when judgment was delivered. They didn't also assume that they don't have access to the judgment of the court, but today they have access to the judgment. They'll have served them. Now, what's the only option available to them? Because even if they're going to challenge the judgment of the court, which we have no problem with, not advise, they consider right, they can exercise it. But the law says that those orders, there's a declaration by the court that must obey. There are political authorities in that regard that said you cannot be in contempt of court order and be seeking equitable remedy from the superior court. They cannot indulge you. The Supreme Court will ordinarily ask you to go and obey that order of court. If the authority for that, you can make out go to against the Lagos State government. We also have recent case of against FRA. You can't be in courts in the content of court order and be asking Supreme Court to assist you to accept the appeal. No, you must go and obey that order. So we are certain that they must obey that order. There's no two ways about they must obey that order. And that's the only option available to them. Obey the order, let's go back to Supreme Court. We use our client, we can go back and sort ourselves out. Right? Legally. So, but the order of court must be obeyed. Order of court must be obeyed. There's no two ways about it. I'm not begging them to obey it. They must obey it. It's the order of court. When they kidnap him in Kenya on 19th of June 2021 and 2021, detained him for 8 years, subjected him to all forms of torture and inhuman treatment before he was criminally smuggled into Nigeria and consequently taken to court on 29th of June 2021. He was eventually sent to DSS court facilities for detention on the order of court and obey that order. We challenge that order before the court because it's order. I didn't make this order. Another must be obeyed. Now the superior court has countered, set aside the order, set aside the entire judgment, set aside the charge, struck out the charge. So as it stands today, being 17th of October 2022, only Nnamdi Kanu is doing legally and not constitutional help in the facility of DSS. Because order detaining him there has been struck out. It was struck out the order detaining him and the not charge, giving rise to that order, has gone. That charge died on the 13th of October 2022. That was last week. And it was buried around 8:30 in the evening. And the funeral ceremony continues. And so it do not end until further notice. It cannot be called up again, cannot be resuscitated, cannot be revived. Against him. Court said no, we won't do it. So they must obey that order. Thankfully, Excellency said they will obey. They won't make law interfere with judicial process. We believe him, and also believe the AG Federation, who have formally communicated today. An order was formally given to him. The judgment was also formally served on him, since it's applicable to the DGSSS. They will all receive award. They receive award. So they will do the honorable thing by complying with court order, because this is a country that operates constitutional democracy, that where rule of law is supreme. So they must obey the order of the court. Certainly, we're not begging them to obey. They must obey. It's a must. I didn't make that order, but the Supreme Court didn't make that order. It's order made by their own court. So now the Kanu came to their own court and defeated them. It's not true. Yes. So that order they made by their own court must obey by them. So we don't have any clarification or wait till tomorrow. So because tomorrow we are going back to where we come from.
Yeah, thank you very much, Barrister. And people back home and worldwide Ipob want to know, did you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, and how was the feeling?
Onyendu was exceedingly happy, delighted. In fact, I don't know the adjective I use to describe the man, his happiness today. In fact, as a matter of fact, I sang with him today. We were singing. I told him that you see, I'm the host today. I'll conduct service today. We were singing. He was so happy. So the search of now said, I don't go to the but he was happy. Let me just say this, he was happy. So, and I won't say other things, but he's very happy and expectant of leaving that place anywhere from now. I will stop at this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your effort.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your effort, and I must commend you. Commend you for your uprightness and being here for us all the time. Remember, blessed. I'm watching like a chukozonu. I'm so I'm send across. On this night, send them pen. Not about what I can now when I want this show. So, oh my God, I have to tell me, so God be happy because if I'm going to no girl, I'm going to go. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Barrister. We really appreciate. We reaching your life from the office. It's our ever barrister. It's another Savior. Coming to you again live by tomorrow for more breakthrough on the release of our able leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. From now, we're saying goodbye. Thank you very much.
The legal team and associates of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be breathing a sigh of relief following last week Thursday's appeal court judgment with discharging of all counts of terrorism preferred against him by the federal government. Prominent individuals and groups of Igbo extraction have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to unconditionally release the separatist leader. They argue that the government had lost the legality to keep holding the Ipob leader in custody and urge President Buhari to not honor his promise to a delegation of Igbo elders who may promise to abide by the rule of law. However, the federal government says it will explore other legal options. According to a spokesperson for Attorney General Abubakar Malami, who said the court's decision was only based on the extradition of Mr. Kanu and did not apply to those charges that
to frustrate Chief Michael Zekome from giving him his best in this case. This case, he relatively done it on pro bono. Relatively did it on pro bono. Every strategy was deployed towards frustrating him, but he said no, because he's on a divine mandate. I want to appreciate him. I may not go into details, but I want to appreciate him so immensely for also believing in me too, and believing in my convictions and judgment too. I also appreciate so greatly the contribution of Her Excellency Mrs. Uchechi Kanu, the wife of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Her words of encouragement, wise counseling, and also believe in us throughout this terrific moment period. Even when those who are also supposed to be part of this success story were ferociously working against us, blackmailing us, doing things possible to chase us away from this case. This woman remained firm, remained strong in her convictions and believe in us. I must appreciate her. Also, my thanks also go to my friend and also my client, Alchike Dozem. He's a gentleman who also believes in us. It was a very hard fight. But thank God today that we are who have achieved the victory, the long-awaited victory. I appreciate him too. I also want to appreciate my professional colleagues who were part of this story, this success story. The contribution of my erudite head of chambers, Barrister Mrs. Chinwumeche, cannot be overemphasized. I also want to mention Maswell Opara, Nemeke Jof, and of course, Aloy Ejimako, those who work tirelessly to ensure that we get to where we are today. Of course, I cannot conclude this piece without appreciating so immensely my wife, who has been there for me, for her prayers, and also my lovely children for their prayers. I cannot thank them all. My thanks also goes to the erudite, formidable media warriors, who has been there for us, who has been taking bullets for me in particular. When the enemies were on rampage, doing everything humanly possible to derail me, to distract me, they were taking the bullets for me. My thanks goes to, I will single two of them out to appreciate. Not that the others didn't contribute, they did excellent work. Because when they were taking this bullet, I was busy working. I never lost focus. I was giving my best, doing all things we can, working behind the scene to ensure that we get the best results. I will not forget to mention persons like Iken Guruago. He has done so marvelously well. I must appreciate him. I also appreciate Prince Darlington. They are there for us at every given time. They were there taking bullets for us. I must appreciate them. May they remain blessed. They are too numerous to mention. They are too numerous to mention. Including Mushineke, who were there praying for us. Reverend fathers, bishops, Catholic priests, and call them, name them. Traditional worshippers who are also praying to ensure that we get to where we are today. I must immensely appreciate them. It is a time to appreciate those who work tirelessly to ensure that we get to where we are today, because I know that this is the end of the game, no matter what. You all were in court yesterday to hear from the court. Unfortunately, though, that the person of Attorney General of the Federation, regardless without prejudice to his person and office he occupied, should have by yesterday honorably tendered his resignation as the Minister of Federation, because he has exposed this country to ridicule. It's not in doubt that at the point Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya, because it's also important to emphasize, just like where I listened to some people analyzing this morning, court didn't say arrest. Court of Appeal in his judgment yesterday in the unanimous judgment didn't mention arrest. They agreed up with us in totality that Nnamdi Kanu was abduction. Abduction, kidnapping was featured prominently in the judgment of the court. They agreed with us because in the manner in which he was abducted in Kenya, he wasn't arrested. Now, and it was partial to the advice of the Attorney General of the Federation that the federal government sneak into another country to abduct his citizen without subjecting him to the extradition proceedings. And on that ground alone, the federal government, the Attorney General of the Federation should have been resigned honorably without being asked, without a further prompting. I am not contesting the fact they have right of appeal to Supreme Court. It's a constitutional right. But what is sacrosanct at this point in time is that they must wholly and in totality comply with the order of the Court of Appeal, which directed that Nnamdi Kanu should be released immediately. They will not be in breach of this order, in content of this order, and applying to Supreme Court for review or for appeal. They must comply without further ado. So it's expected, of course, they were encouraged yesterday to when the judgment was read. But of course, unfortunately, I believe that the learned Attorney General of Federation, I don't think he's conversant, or maybe he has the full gist of the judgment, of the fact of the judgment delivered yesterday, because I believe he has had kind of opportunity of reading the judgment of the court of yesterday. We won't be writing what he said yesterday. So the federal government is being called upon as quick as possible to comply with the order of court. Now, it's interesting to mention to the public, to the world, this argument was extensively canvassed in our various applications, in our application before the lower court, and also on appeal. Now, in 2016, there's a thesis that was captioned United Nations Office on Drug and Crime country office in Nigeria, published a 691 page of thesis titled Cases and Materials on Extradition in Nigeria. I have a book. Look at the book. This is the book. They call it Cases and Materials on Extradition in Nigeria. Now, it will interest the press and the world to know that in this book, these cases and materials on extradition and law, the forward to this book was written by no person than learned Attorney General of the Federation. He wrote the forward. Now, you understand, me and you understand what forward means. When a forward is written on a book, that means you sanctioned. You have gone through the content of that book and you sanctioned the content. Now, I will tell you something now, because it's important for you to know. Now, in this book, it's at pages 4 to 5 of that book. The Attorney General that I mentioned to you, having sanctioned that book, critically condemned extraordinary rendition in this book. He critically condemned in page 4, 5. I can give you it's very, very bulky. Condemn extraordinary rendition. In his words, quote, listen to me carefully. In his words, the AG Federation Malami stated, it is easy to confuse extradition with rendition. Rendition is a general term for all procedures, including extradition, for returning wanted persons or aliens generally from a state. Unlawful or irregular forms of returning persons wanted for trial, unlawful or irregular forms of returning persons wanted for trial or punishment include abduction. In his words, include abduction. It's not what happened in this case. Abduction and so-called extraordinary rendition. Now, he proceeded. Extraordinary rendition is a government-sponsored arrest. Are you with me? Kidnap and abduction of persons wanted, accused or convicted of a criminal offense, either to the state who sponsored the arrest or kidnap or abduction, or to a willing third-party state. Extraordinary rendition denies the person of the right to challenge his transfer to the requesting or receiving state. It involves the violation of the principle of international laws, especially where the persons transferred are subjected to torture. Are you with me? Or sham criminal charge or trial. The legal affair of 1984 is an example of an attempt at unlawful rendition. After a coup d'etat in 1983, the federal military government of Nigeria requested the British government to surrender Umar Biko, a former minister of federation, alleged to have been involved in corrupt practices. Now, the facts of what happened in Biko's case is very clear to the world. It's a matter of common knowledge. The British government intercepted and refused. The president taking him away from the UK. Now, this is the wordings of AG Federation. So you will tell me that it's not familiar with what extraordinary rendition means and the effect of it on the state. By so doing, this man has exposed the country to ridicule. And I can assure you one thing, because I'm in this case, I can assure you one thing. Some international courts where these matters are pending are waiting for court pronouncement for Nigerian courts to exhaust their legal remedies before they can embark on their own adjudication. They are waiting. And the pronouncement of Court of Appeal yesterday is apt on the point. It will entail further actions before the international court. We also entail certain persons being blacklisted, certain persons being arrested somewhere on account of the gross violation of international laws. It will happen in the course of time. Now, yesterday someone asked about the damages payable on account of this violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right. Because of course, Court of Appeal yesterday stated clearly that his right was grossly violated on account of the extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. That may interest you to know that we have already filed an action before the Federal High Court, wherein we raised some fundamental issues. We have invited the court to interpret relevant sections of these conventions, charter, and theatres to determine whether the federal government is in breach of this law. That those questions have been answered in the affirmative yesterday, that the federal government is in breach of this law. That matter is pending before Honorable Justice Seko of Court Number 5, and it's coming up for full hearing on the 14th day of December 2022. And in that case, what we'll be asking for now, the matters having been determined, major issues are raised before the court to determine upon, to pronounce upon, have been determined by court of appeal. We're asking for court to award damages in the sum of 50 billion against the federal government in compensation of as reparation for gross violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right. So it's important to highlight this part. So the court didn't also condemn the executive recklessness yesterday. The court didn't stop at declaring that the lower court has no jurisdiction to end the charge. The court also, the pronouncement of court yesterday, constitutes a further ban. You understand what I mean by constituting a further ban? So as it stands today, no Nigerian court will ever try Nnamdi Kanu. No Nigerian court will ever entertain any charge today, as far as this matter is concerned, or any other matter is concerned, without determining the manner in which he was brought into the country. And thankfully, yesterday the Court of Appeal have resolved that issue. That judgment is a watertight judgment. Appeal. Without further ado, thank you so much. I can answer your questions if any further questions, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So if I recall properly, immediately after the judgment, immediately the AGF issued a statement. I think somewhere he said that what the court only dealt with was the issue of rendition. That they have 5 count charges which predates the rendition issue. And we were surprised. Is it not from the 5 count charges that you people jettisoned and filed an amended 15 count charge? So I don't know.
So let me
just
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Obviously, without prejudice to expressing the personal patronage of all, it's important at this point for us to chronicle and also give you the trajectory of this case, because for you to understand how we started. Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail sometime on 14th of April 2017. I may not, that should be within that period. And the matter adjourned for trial to October 17, 2017. You and I, all of you here, the president, witnessed what happened between 10th and 14th of September 2017. His premises was invaded on 10th, first invaded on 10th. 3 persons were killed by Nigerian soldiers. Then on 14th, they now wait for him. During this bloody invasion, over 28 innocent and unarmed civilians were murdered, were killed, brutally killed. Now, in an attempt, they weren't killed because they want to kill them. They were killed because they were desperately hunting for Nnamdi Kanu to kill him. Then, by sheer act of providence, Nnamdi Kanu not only escaped being killed. Now, it's elementary part of our law, legal jurisprudence, or criminal law, that when a person is facing a trial, assuming you are charged with the offense of stealing. Let me just bring it to a level you understand, and also for AG to understand too. Assuming you are charged with the offense of stealing, and in the course of enjoying bail granted by the court, you committed another offense, probably offense of armed robbery. There's no law that said that you will not be arrested on account of that offense. And it's easy for them, particularly when you are facing prosecution. They will simply, what Nigerian security agents do is for them to come to the court and wait for you on the day of trial. I will have cases of that nation, plenty of cases of that nation. They will come to that court, arrest you, or they will even file a fresh charge. Why they will arrest you is for them to interrogate you on the new offenses, then before they will file a fresh charge. Now, assuming without considering to the fact that the federal government actually wanted any form of prosecution in this case, would they have gone to Nnamdi Kanu's house on 14th of September to kill him? The answer is no. They were waiting for him to come to court on October 10th, October 17th, 2017, to continue the trial. And probably during that period, they will arrest him and investigate him on fresh offense, assuming if he had committed no offense unto law.
You have investigated him on the fresh offenses, probably on 5 fresh charges. And Nnamdi Kanu was ready. He has announced he has passed through pre-trial briefing and conference, preparatory for trial, fixed for 17th of October. Now, second question: had it been the federal government succeeded, God forbid, in killing Nnamdi Kanu on the 14th of September 2027, we'll be talking about this Saturday. The answer is no. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, when he was confessed in Israel, state of Israel, he posted an affidavit of facts, stating the facts of what happened in his premises, how he escaped. We were asking for call to award damages in the sum of 50 billion against the federal government in compensation of as reparation for gross violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right. So it's important to highlight this part. So the court didn't also condemn the executive recklessness yesterday. The court didn't stop at declaring that the lower court has no jurisdiction to end the charge. The court also, the pronouncement of court yesterday, constitutes a further ban. You understand what I mean by constituting a further ban? So as it stands today, no Nigerian court will ever try Nnamdi Kanu. No Nigerian court will ever entertain any charge today, as far as this matter is concerned, or any other matter is concerned, without determining the manner in which he was brought into the country. And thankfully, yesterday the Court of Appeal have resolved that issue. That judgment is the watertight judgment. Without further ado, thank you so much. I can answer your questions if any further questions, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So if I recall properly, immediately after the judgment, immediately the AGF issued a statement. And I think somewhere he said that what the court only dealt with was the issue of rendition. That they have 5 count charges which predates the rendition issue. And we were surprised. Is it not from the 5 count charges that you people jettisoned and filed an amended 15 count charge? So I don't know.
So let me
just
thank you so much. Obviously, without prejudice to expressing the person of attorney general, it's important at this point for us to chronicle and also give you a trajectory of this case, because for you to understand how we started. Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail sometime on 14th of April 2017. That should be within that period. And the matter adjourned for trial to October 17th, 2017. You and I, all of you here, the president, witnessed what happened between 10th and 14th of September 2017. His premises was invaded on 10th, first invaded on 10th. 3 persons were killed by Nigerian soldiers. Then on 14th, they now wait for him. During this bloody invasion, over 28 innocent and unarmed civilians were murdered, were killed, brutally killed. Now, in an attempt, they weren't killed because they want to kill them. They were killed because they were desperately hunting for Nnamdi Kanu to kill him. Then, by sheer act of providence, Nnamdi Kanu not only escaped being killed. Now, it's elementary part of our law, legal jurisprudence, or criminal law, that when a person is facing a trial, assuming you are charged with the offense of stealing. Let me just bring it to a level you understand, and also for AG to understand too. Assuming you are charged with the offense of stealing, and in the course of enjoying bail granted by the court, you committed another offense, probably offense of armed robbery. There's no law that said that you will not be arrested on account of that offense. And it's easy for them, particularly when you are facing prosecution. They will simply, what Nigerian security agents does is for them to come to the court and wait for you on the day of trial. I will have cases of that nation, plenty of cases of that nation. They will come to that court, arrest you, or they will even file a fresh charge. Why they will arrest you is for them to interrogate you on the new offenses, then before they will file a fresh charge. Now, assuming without considering to the fact that the federal government actually wanted any form of prosecution in this case, would they have gone to Nnamdi Kanu's house on 14th of September to kill him? The answer is no. They were waiting for him to come to court on October October 10th, October 17th, 2017, to continue his trial. And probably during that period, they will arrest him and investigate him on fresh offense, assuming if he had committed no offense unto law. You have investigate him on the fresh offenses, probably on 5 fresh charges. And then Kanu was ready. He has announced he has passed through pre-trial briefing and conference, preparatory for trial, fixed for 17th of October. Now, second question: had it been the federal government succeeded, God forbid, in killing Nnamdi Kanu on the 14th of September 2027, we'll be talking about this charge again. That's his name. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, when he was first in Israel, state of Israel, he posted an affidavit of facts, stating the facts of what happened in his premises, how he escaped, and in that affidavit, which is now before the public, he made it very clear in that affidavit that he's ready to come back for his trial, but he needs protection from court. He needs court to assure him and give him protection, and assure him that he offers protection for him to come back for his trial. This affidavit was filed in court, stating, urging the court to take the application for court to understand, inquire into what happened in his premises on the 14th of September. It was filed in court sometime that same 2017, but the court didn't hear that application. It was still filed. He didn't hear that application till this year, and at subsequent adjournment, we kept on bringing the fact of that application before the court. That application was not heard until a few months back this year when it was brought to Nigeria. It was forcefully brought to Nigeria. Wasn't hard. Now, Nnamdi Kanu is not in Kenya. He found himself in Kenya or part of Nigeria because of an desperate attempt by the federal government to assassinate him. The law is clear. This international law enumerated is clear. That now you want to arrest him, right? That law, the 5-count charge you're talking about, which was facing before an attempt was made at killing him. We have gone now. If at all they have submitted into international proceedings in Kenya, I get the point I'm making now. Did you know? If they had submitted Nnamdi Kanu to extradition proceedings, then you will go through the proceedings, and at the end of the day, if the court in Kenya found him right, they have to come back to Nigeria to face trial. Section 15 of the Extradition Act says that if he's coming back to Nigeria, he's going to face the trial of that 5-count charge. Now, because they didn't subject him to extradition proceeding, recognized under international laws and covenant and charter conventions, they abducted him, they kidnapped him in Kenya, then brought him to Nigeria. Now, what the court is saying, in view of what you have done, you cannot try him again. He cannot be tried, even on that 5 count, he cannot be tried again. That's what court says. Because he cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. It must fall. The foundation has been spoiled. You cannot build on a shaky foundation. So that 5 charge he was facing before an attempt was made at killing him can no longer prevail in the circumstance. The court said, take him back. He has to go. Go back. As he starts today, he cannot face any charge. He's barred from being prosecuted in Nigeria in any court. Whether it's court in Adamawa, or court in Lagos, or court in Anambra, or court in Oburusuzo, or whatever you call them, or Maya. He cannot face any trial again. So, and I believe, and I want to believe too, that the Attorney General Federation is fully aware of this law. But I believe they are trying to play to the gallery. He cannot face any trial. And for them to salvage the remaining image of this country, if at all, is for them to immediately comply with the order of court of appeal. Secondly, don't recall too that the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention had on 20th day of June 2022 issued a communication to federal government after they have gone through the processes filed before a communication before them, directing the federal government to listen Nnamdi Kanu conditionally, and also to compensate him for gross violation of his right. The government turned a blind eye to that communication, and yesterday the Court of Appeal, though the Court of Appeal didn't make reference to that communication, but on their own findings, their judgment was basically relied upon based on the facts presented before them. Of course, you had the right judge, Honorable Justice Nikki Toby, who was specific and firm that he is not, that his judgment is based on what is before him. That he's not interested in what's being said in social media, here and there, or just interested in what other people are discussing over the social media. That they are giving, and he's giving his own judgment based on what matters before him. It was a 3-hour judgment, very, very erudite judgment, impeccable judgment, unassailable judgment of the Court of Appeal. A judgment that will stand the test of time. A judgment that has been able to resolve so many contentious issues. A judgment that has been able to resolve so many novel areas of laws has been put in place today, and I commend them so much. So it was based on fact before them. There was no politics there. There was no political solution there. There was nothing like, there was no extraneous influence whatsoever. It was based on facts and laws presented before them. And if you look at the judgment, if you listen to the judgment of the court, if you read the judgment of the court, you agree with me totally that these people, that these are going to Supreme Court. I don't want that. Without producing them, they are right. They can go to Supreme Court. What we are saying is that before you take up any further step, that's like what happened in the case of ASU and the federal government. ASU went to an appeal to challenge the order of commercial court. I mean, there's industrial court. Court of Appeal said no. You're coming to my court, eh? And you who goes to put him or do what? Go and obey that order. Because notice of appeal on appeal to Supreme Court cannot operate as a stay of execution. You must first of all release my client to me. Then before you go to Supreme Court, we'll come back there and sort ourselves out. That's fundamental. So I believe I've been able to highlight some of these fundamental issues that figure of law. I mean, because we need to teach them the law, because let them understand what law is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
For coming.
But there is
God
a
bless you. Thank you. God bless you.
Don't understand Bandu and Sisanga.
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
You don't have any question, Sean?
yeah. I wanted to nip in a question.
Okay.
We are all aware, how the federal government will always flaunt court orders and with impunity. And we want to know, and also Biafrans and the world we want to know, what if the Defense Council, after going to submit the judgment to the Federation, and they refuse, both the DSS and the federal government refuse to let him go?
I can assure you 100% they can't try it. Because the consequences will be so dire, so serious. Already they're in trouble. They're in trouble before the international community. And the best thing for them to do now is just to salvage their money, just to release them the Canada. When they want to go to Supreme Court, I will have no problem with that. But they must, as a matter of urgency, comply. They must obey the order. This is not the order of High Court. It's not of Court of Appeal. I know what it means. So they must obey it. They can go to an appeal, go on appeal, we'll have no problem. But before going to appeal, we must obey the order of the court. You can't hold our client illegally in the custody. When the Court of Appeal has declared his detention illegal, detention and arrest illegal, prohibits them from the Court of Appeal prohibited them from detaining him henceforth. I expected them to have called me this morning to come over, but I'm waiting let me just pick up the judgment so I can go and meet them. So if they say they will not obey that order, all of us are going to die naked in public. There's no going back about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Barrister. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
To United States through Port of Houston and Port of Lake Charles. 391 million barrels left this country undeclared for through the help of United States Custom, who gave us Kanu from appeal court to Supreme Court, and we are seeing it go. This is what the president is about. I think without the Jonathan, we will not shoot any bullets. But meanwhile, he sent us through defeat. And he's the one of the world. He gave us law. And he said to him, he knows everything about his word. We are going through the self-determination. If we like to carry gun, then we said to what place. Is it that is a promise? No, let pretend stay in that. Is it?
Hello, good evening from here.
Yeah, welcome to the program. Caller on signal, please go on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you very much.
There we
go. My name's Remene Idudu of Yemuno. I am an Isoko speaking Biafra, and if I will use the zoo location, I will say Delta State precisely. I call for a main purpose though. Thank you very much. But let me just contribute in the aspect of the main topic that you said that is conquest or domination, a part of human or something like that.
Part of human advancement.
Yeah, part of human advancement. Yeah, you know, exactly. I will say yes to that with facts and figure in different aspects. Let me first start with the Bible. I will not quote, but I believe everybody knows about it. The land of Canaan that God gave to the people of Moses and was it Aaron and their people. It was a place that was already being occupied by people. They went and they spied and they saw that the place was occupied by giants. But according to the Bible, it has already been given to them. They have to go, don't be afraid, dominate, conquer, and take the land. That was the mission, or should I say, the story behind the land of Canaan. So I'm starting with the Bible.
And Mazi, before you continue, and today people are praising that action. People don't know that people were massacred. Women and children were massacred in the land of Canaan because their God say, go and take it and kill everybody. You understand? Do you see the irony?
Yeah.
Today, everybody we praise them for doing that.
Exactly.
Go on, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that is my example number one. Example number two, America. America belongs to Red Indians. The British, Spanish, and Germans, France, they went there, they spy over the land, it was good, and how do they take it? They begin to eliminate. And history have it that they eliminated almost 90% of the Red Indians, but we know it was completely eliminated. The entire people. And after they got the land, America, if you listen to one of our leaders' program, Mazi and Kanu, some previous time ago, when he talked about those California area, the desert part of America that belong to Mexicans, and they advance in conquest through military effort, bombs and bullets, and they advance and they shift and they gain a lot of love from the Mexicans. I also believe even the place called Australia belong to the the West Papua.
The Aborigines.
Yes, yeah, genau, exactly. So it was the same British that went to Australia and they took over, they conquered, and this is their land today. Let's come back home. Look at the Fulanis. They have already conquered Hausa. Let us not even put sugar on it. They have conquered them, and they are even advancing to conquer everybody. And like you said, there's a word you said, the lion. If you are being called a lion, you will be very happy. But a lion is an animal. But if someone is being called a goat, he or she will be angry. Why did they like when they call them lion? Or why should I say, why will people be very happy when people call them lion? Because lion is a dominating animal that kill, that hunt, and take anything takeable. So let me just leave it there. According to the Bible, they say that let those that have ear, let them hear. Africa, there are something else. Trust me, there was this. Let me just elaborate a little bit. There was this little girl, let me say lady, from Congo. I met about 2020. I have even forgotten. I met her about last week, and she was like, the Biafran guy? You were telling me a Biafran guy, a Congolese, and I was like, yeah. So she was just laughing. That is not something you can say now. That is really funny. She say you're in Nigeria. How can Nigeria be said I say Biafran? I was just looking at this Congolese, what I would call her woman again. What she was so mean. I say she's even from Nigeria. I was trying to educate her. She couldn't even allow me. And if I raise my voice, it will be like, oh, you don't respect women, or feminists, or trying to maybe she will be like, oh, I'm not respecting her. I'm trying to act like a beast or something. So I have to respect myself. I just let the issue go down because she's not even important at the first place. Because why am I trying to say this? Black people in general, I don't understand their sense of reasoning. Now, my main point of calling you Mazi, let me just round up, is Asari, the pig, or should I say the toad in the creek. That statement you said he made, he did not make that statement from his heart. He made that statement because it seems Tompolo is now dominating him. Yeah, so that was the only reason he made that statement. If he was to be in the position of Tompolo now, as we are speaking, he will say that everything is going on. He's the leader of Niger Delta. Everything is good. They struggle. They have been upholding it, and inshallah, it is well. So that guy is an idiot. It's a joke. He should not be even taken serious. Thank you very much, Mazi. I'll leave it here.
There, you have said it. You have said it all. We praise all the God of Israel that sent them to kill human beings, slaughter, and I don't know how we declare. That is human advancement. There must be domination. The only thing is that do not be a weakling. Do not be on the back of the weakling, the path, because you become nothing. Nobody recognizes you. And do you understand? Be strong, and that is what IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has successfully done in raising us up from weakling to trying to grab our position. Not anything you believe. It's very ironical for so-called Christians to be always peaceful. Everything they accept, they say no, for the interest of peace, so accept. But they are calling the God of that answered by fire. The God that told the people to go and slaughter human beings and the children and the pregnant women without pity. When they and God of David the warrior. But to go and be the warrior, no. If they slap you here, take it. And is it not stupidity? Is idiocy? This is a program. A program. Writing a program. a program that they have written and put inserted in you, in us, so that you carry it. That is it. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
There, well, welcome to the program.
Hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, not
okay. My name is Uobi Chukwaluka. I'm calling from Oka, Biafra land. You know, Mazi, I have been thinking, this is my thoughts. It's different from the topic you are saying anyway. Is there any way that maybe the new generation of African youth, you know, we can come together, form a movement like this IPOB now? You know, we, as in March, have a very big, formidable force, you know, both militarily, monetary, so that we can maybe, as in, bring down all this, how can I put it, all these presidents of Africa, all these people that are working for foreign interests in Africa. I think that this will be a very good way to fight this battle, to face this Western influence on Africa. If Africans can come together, as in all over the world, as in Africa in diaspora, we have a very big, formidable force, financing it, you know, infiltrate all the security apparatus in the whole world, even in Africa. You know, we can maybe use one country.
Mazi, let me come. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It seems there is a noise on your side. I don't know why. Let me say this. Well, you have a fantastic idea, but that is what you are doing. You know, in biology, the breaking down of food, you understand, into the energy that is needed, or the byproduct that is needed by the body before entering the blood, is done in a nucleus, inside a small tiny place, the dots called the mitochondria. You understand that? So what you are saying is what IPOB is doing, is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has started. You know, that circle, that small dot will continue expanding until it will, you know, expand to every nook and corner. You cannot do everything with mouth. Oh, unite Africa. That is Zeke's idea. But you never even go back to Onisha. Unite your own self. That is what we start from the grassroots, not trying to climb Mountain Kilimanjaro, whereby you don't even have food. You don't have any food to climb. So that is why IPOB is here. And what we are doing, it is also educating our people in order to understand the need, the secret things that are not being told on the mainstream media. That is what we reveal here. Because without telling you, you will start hearing, turn on television now, they will tell you, oh, Haiti crisis. Oh, there are gangs. You know, people are killing themselves in Haiti. Now, the Western country with United Nations will be like, oh, we are going to go and save all those savages. But nobody is telling you the reason why they are like that. Who put them in that? Who contributed that? That is what they don't tell you. And that is all these things we have been pointing. So that we have brain, so that we think deeply. That is what we are talking, is what IPOB is doing, forming our, we have to, charity begins at home. We have to form ourselves into a unit before expanding, inculcating others. That is what we are doing. So Mazi, please go on.
Okay. You know, the problem is that even the youths, they are not even interested. I don't know if you have to say that they're not interested. Like here in Aka where I'm living, I'm coming back from work, you know, I'm listening to Biafra. I will see people, others maybe in their joint, in their parlor, they will be dancing as if nothing is happening. Why things are happening? One of my neighbors was kidnapped. You know, I've been telling my neighbors what is going on. What is going on, how Fulanis are taking over the country. If you enter from 1 year, as in they don't care, they don't pay attention.
That's why
Recently, one of my
they
neighbors was
are all
kidnapped.
dead bodies. To raise
Yes.
a dead body is not easy. You need many
I
things.
know.
So that is it. We should never stop.
One of my neighbors was kidnapped, and after paying over 2 million naira, the next thing we saw is a video clip where they butchered him. And within 1 week, they forget about him. Nobody's even remembering him. And I don't know. Mazi, let me stop here. Thank you very much.
The war, we must continue. You know, raising dead body is not easy. Let people understand it. It's not. People should never be discouraged, because what we are doing here is creating awareness, and creating awareness on dead bodies, people that are corpses. It's not easy to raise dead body. Radio Biafra is where you listen to, and you raise up from death. You will rise up from death. That is the reality. Caller on signal, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi Jonathan. Hear you.
There, woman.
I hope I'm coming out there.
You are coming out clear. Please go on.
Hey, my brother, thank you for giving me this opportunity this evening to speak in this hallowed platform. Mazi Jonathan, please allow me to make this important announcement. It's very important for us to let our people know the fundraising we are planning here in Austria. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, my name is Mazi Akas. I'm calling from Austria, and by the special grace of Chukwuka Biama, I am the IPOB Austria National PRO. Please, we are calling all of us of freedom here in Austria, all over the world, most especially all the Ipobians living here in Austria, all Biafrans living here in Austria. Please, we are calling you on ESM fundraising that is going to take place on 22nd of October 2022, which is this weekend, 22nd of October 2022. And this fundraising has been approved by the Office of HODS/DOS under the leadership of Mazi Chinedu, and he is the guest of the honor on this particular day. The chief host is IPOB National Coordinator Mazi Nnamdi, and the moderators of this day is Mazi Obinna and Mazi Nweke. Please, the time of this fundraising for ESN is 6 p.m. Biafra time, which is 5 p.m. Austrian time here. And please, we are begging every IPOB must make sure we get ourselves ready and make sure that we update our Zoom media chat so that we can be able to do what we're supposed to do as those whom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have educated to fight this freedom. I want to announce the Zoom meeting ID. If you have a pen, please, you can write it down. The Zoom meeting ID is 6065298630. I repeat for the last time, 6065298630. And the passcode is ESN in capital letter. Passcode once again, ESN. Please join us on this week Saturday that we must continue to support these men and women who has volunteered their life to make sure they keep our bushes safe, and so that our mothers, even as our mothers and fathers have already, trying to harvest the crops they put on the ground. It is ESN who made it possible for these men and women to do such. We must keep on supporting them. Please join us, and as you made yourself available on this Saturday, May Chukwu Okabiyama bless you and your household. Ise. Mazi, I believe in what you've said this evening, and this is why we are students of Radio Biafra. If you are a dead person, when you come in this platform, you will rise up again. And when you say Nigerians are dead bodies, walking, this is, I don't, Mazi, you know, if you never leave that place, the people most of them will not understand the type of life we are enjoying. People are enjoying in this western world. They try to push war outside them so that they can be able to rebuild their place. They don't want anything to go within them. If you want to disturb, even if you're 1 million population, they will give you a country. They give you a country of your own. Luxembourg here is not up to 3 million. They try to give everybody according to their tribe, their own country, so that everybody can have peace. But in Africa, they join everybody, most especially this Political Republic. They join people that has nothing to do together. They have not the same language. They have not the same belief. There is nothing that they have not. Nothing can join these people to be a country of their own. Every day, even the so-called politicians managing that zoo that the British have gave to them. None of them love themselves. None of them love Nigeria. They only go there to steal anything that comes in their pocket. They will, hang it on their own pocket. And the masses, over 2 million population, are suffering every day. Also, I want to remind you something, Jonathan. I don't know if you watch the program or the so-called nonsense people question and answer that they have written down and given to go and practice, which they don't even allow anybody to ask the question. If you watch on the backstage of where he's talking about nonsense, they hang the picture of Ottoman Tampodio. This is Nigeria. The picture of this man, they hang it with a big placard. It was a big banner to show you that they reveal that man and they know that they are the owners of Nigeria. So all of you who are shouting Nigeria, the same Nigeria you are shouting will kill you. And if you understand what we are saying here, the only better for you to continue to run away from this evil country do something to liberate yourself. Join people to liberate yourself. This thing we are fighting because Nigeria cannot pay you any good. Rather, you will destroy yourself and your generation. And we want to make it clear that our leader Mazi has been discharged and acquitted. They must release him. We are not begging Nigeria. They must release Mazi Kanu because this man has committed no crime known to law. The whole world is watching the type of stupid thing they are doing there. They are kindergarten, they are trying to play through Malami and they are dead boo or Buhari. Mazi Kanu must be free. And we are busy patient because he has been set free. They must let him go. Mazi, thank you. May Chukwu Okabiyama bless you. We must continue to fight. There's no back to go until Biafra is restored. May Chukwu Okabiyama bless you, Mazi Jonathan.
And you
thank
too.
You, Mazi.
There we go. Remain blessed. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Professor Jonathan.
There we go on, please.
Good evening from my side. And I remain Mazi Celestine Ogba. I call from the coastal region of Biafra, Akwa Ibom precisely. Mazi Jonathan, I totally agree to the subject of your submission that domination has a lot of influences to human advancement. Mazi Jonathan, if domination or conquest, as I might say, doesn't have effect on human advancement, there wouldn't have been any reason for colonialism. Mazi Jonathan, this was enlisted in a work by Walter Rodler called How the European Underdeveloped Africans. They underdeveloped Africa by by domination. And you know, Mazi Jonathan, that this word is a program word where the the strong are detect for the weak, and it goes on and on and on. Mazi Jonathan, do you know that AU secretariat was put up or built by the colonial masters? Why did this happen? Is to keep controlling the ECOWAS, a head of states, and the government that are represented there, so that they will not represent their people, but to the interest of the colonial masters. This is how they control the indigenous populations of African origin. So, and this, to an extent, has a negative effect on the human advancement in those respective nations in Africa. Mazi Jonathan, you see, this issue is is a very wide issue that has very wide range that we might not even exhaust it if we might have to begin to discuss it. But I think that I agree totally that it has a lot of effect to human advancement. So, Mazi Jonathan, let me just give others a chance to air their view because I don't really have much to say.
There, Mazi.
But I thank you for the program that you are hosting. The much you are doing to educate our people and they bring us to the limelight. And may Chukokikabama keep strengthening you and widen your knowledge that at the end we shall always win. That almost a Biafra and we shall be liberated. Thank you so much, Mazi Jonathan.
Well, thank you.
And remain blessed.
Remain blessed too. Thank you. We must continue. Remember, we are talking about domination and conquest. Is domination and conquest part of human advancement? Let me bring in Wada Marian Heda, my co-presenter. Wada, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Mazi, my role model, I look up to you. I look up to the quality of your mind, your brilliance. Just like I, Peter, just like Alozie, all of you are magnificent when you come to the quality of your mind. I greet you all, those I could mention, those I could not remember right now, with utmost respect. I thank God for your life, for all you're doing for all of us. I thank our leader, Mazi Ohamadike. I know that his egg coming out from that dungeon is so close. We cannot wait to receive him. I thank my fellow Biafrans for their dedication, their hard work. My name is Marian Heda, and I come from Umunoha. Umunoha is in Mbitoli local government in Biafra land. But right now, with all due respect, I'll be speaking to you all that will hear the sound of my voice from United States of America. Quickly, Mazi, without wasting much time. The topic you have today, again, is another milestone. The way your mind operates. It's a hot potato, but we must be able to grab it and keep it. Now, I'm going to use scripture to make my point. Why I'm using the point yet? I'm going to release them, and I would like our people to ponder. Number one, when you use that word, qualify it this way, Nigerians are what I called the 6-day creation. Who do not understand their roles and the structure given to them. Those who are students of the Holy Bible, the Christian Bible, let them go and look at when man was created. I call it the 6-day creation. He said, God said, let us make man in our own image, and the image of him, they make them male and female. The instruction there was, go ye and multiply and subdue the land. Subdue the earth. Subdue. When you use that word subdue, is domination. So it's a direct instruction from ancient of days that we must dominate. Whoever is the one that's able to dominate will be on top. Having said that, but we The Biafrans, the children of Chukwokika qualify us as Adam. What do I mean? When Adam was created, there was a special gift that was given to him. According to the Bible, it said it's the breath of life. That means he had the Holy Spirit. When you have the Holy Spirit, you have a direct connection with God. You are able to discern. The hardcore Christians are the Adam of today. We have direct connection with it. That's why our leader, who is the real true Adam, we are the children of the Adam. The real true Adam, Mazi of Madike, is able to discern. He has a direct connection with the end of this. Pay attention to his work. Pay attention to his things. So domination is accepted. He is given to us from the essence of faith and dominate. The only one that dominates beyond. Another example you gave, you asked a question. You say, why is it that when people are addressed as a tiger or lion, they are happy to accept it, but when you call them animals, they will not appreciate it? Let me give a typical example in our language. There is a spelling you call O-J-I-R. It is either called Oji or Oji. Ask yourself the question. There is nobody that will come up and say, I am Nwa Oji. But everybody will be proud to be Nwa Oji. Even though the spellings are the same. What is he telling you? Because Oji is an Iroko tree and it symbolizes strength and might and some spiritual connotation. So that is why people will be glad to answer Oji, or Oji I meant to say, Oshisho Oji, Nwa Oji, instead of Oji, even though Oji has its own spiritual connotation. So that's what you're trying to bring to us. So we must pay attention to what is happening. And the last thing I want to draw for us to go and think about is the timing we are in. If you go again, follow the biblical story, we are in the time of Noah. What do I mean? When Noah was building the ark, some people were still busy marrying and having their luxurious time. They didn't believe Noah. They didn't believe that that particular age was coming to an end. It was only those that believed in the message of Noah enter the ark and the boat. And after the fullness of time, it was closed. Ipob is building that boat. Mazi is Noah in that context, because history repeats itself. It may come with some certain variation, but when you pay attention, you will see that it's the same thing repeating itself. And God Almighty, is always constant in His way, the way you operate. So this Ipob movement that is registered under our Madike is the Noah's boat, and all the core Biafrans are inside the boat. And all those outside the boat are those people gallivanting and thinking they can sink the ship. Man, I'm going to rest here. It's a work I'm doing to all of us. On Sunday, when we come to our spiritual program, I may be able to expatiate if we have time. God bless you, man, for the time.
There were. Thank you very much. We must continue. We must continue preaching this gospel, exposing the reality so that he who cares will grab it. Caller on signal, you have called before, though your network is not good. I don't know. Can you please round up? Mazi, round up, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Jonathan. Mommy, want to go to Jonathan is a question before the whole world. Iroko 3, ya wo shishoji, and we tell na ketana leave. What is our problem? We are spiritualists, Biafrans. Pretend use religion to divide us. Children of this God, we should stop disgracing Chukwuka and bring his son out. Then the Jonathan, then the chicken goes in. The Judges chapter 3, Judges chapter 4, and Judges chapter 5. Then the Jonathan. That we Biafrans, Chukwuka and say, let Kanu save your Fulani. I'm telling you, the Jonathan. Biafrans all over the world. They will tell them that the Kanu is the savior of every human being. Don't tell me that Judges chapter 3. Allow some people to very stubborn opposition to be before us so that they will test our formidability. You tell me, talking here. Conditional. You see, madam, I want to feel can you scratch it out there? Then I become this Biafra. That's what I'm going to get. You hold this job in a consistency. I don't know. I don't attention on that. Let's go to the that's what all this on top of what all the wrong guys so that I want to share that fair. That's Jonathan. I over there. I was just there. And I've been pretty PhD. I'm going to walk. And I got me power. I want to move shit that guy. Then so that you get there. And I'm going to go to swallow me. I have to solve a problem. Well, you know, that's not the Kanu. And the whole flat it is. Anyone who for the work, I am a sign of promoting like that. Okay.
There were Mazi.
Then I want to
there were. You see, there were. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Are you there?
I'm still there. I'm still here. Much later.
There were. Please go on.
Hello? Okay. Good evening, sir.
Mazi, go on, please.
Today's program. Okay. My name is Chinedu. I'm calling from the Republic. So thank you for today's program. You see, according to your program, you start the message this day. You see, domineering is a part of advancement, because even from Bible, according to the scripture, do you know why? So it's because the God gave commandment to go and wipe out a total country.
Mazi, your call is on hold. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's okay. It's not hold. Yeah, I have another call. That's why.
Go on, please.
Somebody called me. So I say, in according to the Bible, so Saul, God rejected Saul because he failed to wipe out everything in the land. But God commanded him to wipe the whole country totally, even the children, even the mother, everything. So sometimes I wonder the kind of Christianity our people are practicing in Nigeria. Humble every day. I'm a humble person. No violence, no violence. Holding a sword with another hand, according to the Bible. So based on today's topic, I see the Fulani, their belief is by domineering and conquering. That's why they want to conquer everybody in Nigeria. They have made everybody that footstools. That's their belief. They say Nigeria belongs to them. Like the time of Israelites, that God gives Nigeria to them. It's like what is in the Bible, the type of Israelites, there's no difference. But their own is that they are doing it with another name. We believe in God Almighty. They believe in another thing. But what I can advise them to in Nigeria is this. I told all my friends, one of my friends told me that he had traveled his family to Ghana. So I told everybody in Nigeria to listen carefully. Get prepared for what is coming. Get prepared for what is coming. Because what is coming ahead now, our leader told us that he will be the front. That's why he's there. Because now that the time has come. He's now in the front line to lead the war. Thank you for receiving my call. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Caller on What's up? Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Yeah, Mazi, are you hearing me?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Thank you very much, Mazi Jonathan. You have done it again, Mazi. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide you. I remain Mazi Emmanuel. I'm calling from city of Paris. By the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as the Paris Zonal Coordinator. Mazi, I want to appreciate your brilliant teaching this very night. First of all, before I comment on the topic you raised, Mazi, I want to ask the zoo called the Malamis, the so-called Malamis we are hearing today, by commenting that he is going to consult the so-called Igbo politicians on our leaders' judgment. Then I want to ask him, those Igbo politicians that he wanted to go and consult, who are those ones? Who are those people? Are those people the ones who contributed money to rendition our leader? Are he going to seek for their? So are he telling us that those people are more important than the so-called justice of the so-called zoo called Nigeria? Mazi, there is something that is cooking, but we know that when the light is coming, the darkness is also fighting. Mazi, if I come on the question you asked this night, is the conquering and the domineering part of human development. In one hand, it helps to motivate, to put what they call competitions in life. But I don't think that from the beginning of the creation, that is the way God Chukwu Okike Abiama struck, that is the created every race to their territories and to their lands, and bless them with whatever. He may bless you with whatever Chukwu Okike Abiama blessed the people with is enough for them to live and exchange with other nations. Because we could understand that there is something they called trade by barter. What you don't have, you can go to other just like Europeans you are seeing today. They don't have anything in their land. Some of them have, some don't have. Then now they use their brain and started going to others that has and started stealing from them to develop their own place. Then those just like Biafrans we are seeing today. The Biafrans are the only people that never conquered anybody in this very zoo you are seeing today. We never conquered any, especially if I may say Biafrans, I can say Igbo people. We never conquered anybody. But when you come into that zoo, that union of the zoo, you see that the whole part of the whole countries that made up that zoo, being it Oduduwa, the Yorubas, they conquered each other, being it Fulani and the Hausa, they conquered each other till the middle belt. They conquered each others.
But when you come into Biafra land, we never conquered each other. Never. And to me, in a way, I am thinking that is part of our dumbness, our dullness,
our
and
weakness. I could
our
call it
selfishness in a way. Because if you conquer, if you have that spirit of imposing your own vision on others, just like the white people and the Europeans are doing, these people modified everything the way Chukwu Okike Abiama created this world. These people modified everything. They told us that Saturday is no more the resting day, that is Sunday. They told us that Jesus was born on 25th of December. We believe them. They told us that the money that is paper, they used to print with their own machine. They can print money that will full warehouse, but they will use it, tell you that the money is more valuable than your gold and your diamond. They use everything they have, they valualize, they put value on whatever they have, and they demonize our own. They use their own media, they sponsor our people to demonize, help them to demonize our own. Mazi, the question you asked this very night is so deeply, but I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will help our people, especially these political mongers that we have food in our land, that are no more with them their normal senses. They are no more there. Mazi, it has been a very long time that Britain has been grooming people in our land, grooming people. So anybody you hear today speaking Igbo or bearing our name, Mazi, these people are not with us. They are not from us. We don't know them. We don't know them. We don't know them. Mazi, I am not happy, but I thank you for the inspiration you normally bring to us every day, Mazi. I appreciate the wisdom. This radio that you see, Radio Biafra, is our university, is our religion. My religion is Biafra. I have no other religion. I stopped worshiping white God since 2017 when I was born again. So I don't know what they are talking. If I do something out of ignorance, I know, yes, I did it out of ignorance. Now that I have seen the light, just like our sister just said, this is a newer period that we are into. We have seen the light, and we must gain our freedom. Whatever they want, let them do. Whatever Britain wants, let them conspire. Let them go to Russia, throw nuclear. We don't care. What we know that we must gain our freedom. We must. It's must. No more going. We have crossed the Rubicon. We are no more going back. So if it's one person that is remaining in our land, one man and one woman, let them continue doing what? Multiply. But that land that Chukwu Okike Abiama gave to us, Fulanis and Britain, they can never take it. Thank you very much, Mazi.
There were Mazi. Caller on signal, welcome to the program as we are winding down gradually towards the end of this program. Caller on signal, can you hear me?
Yes, Mazi. Good answer.
There were.
Mazi, I like your topic this night. First of all, my name is Mazi Fanyi. I'm calling for my location. Mazi, this your topic tonight is very, very interesting. Yes, Mazi, domineering and the conquer and taking a advantage towards Africa and the advancement You see, these white people during the time of colonial masters, they use conquest and the domineering and the advancement to overcome and overshadow Africans through by religions, through by control of resources, through by many means of control of human beings. That is how, and that is where the African people. Mas take for instance, just look at Fulani in the north with Hausa people. Do you see how their advancement and the conquer during the time of their father called Ottoman Fodo? They use the religion and advancement of the religion to conquer Hausa people. But what I want to assure them that we, the new generation of IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi, supervised by structure, DOS by Mazi Nnamdi structure, their advancements and their conquer and their domineering has come to end. We can never allow them. We can never allow them to domineer or take any conquer in any part of this our region called Biafra. Mazi, this topic very, very interesting, but I don't have much to say. Mazi, we are not going back, and we are moving forward, whether they like it or not. They can never conquer us, and they can never take advancement of us. We are ready to restore our nation, whether good or bad. Mazi, let me drop from here. Thank you for this your topic. Good night from here.
And you too. Caller on signal. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan.
Welcome to the program.
Good evening from here. I'm calling from United Arab Emirates. My name is Chika Abunchuku. To the submission that you mentioned today, I concur to it. But at the beginning, it was not meant to be so. The domineering spirit that humanity are using is so because of greed from the elite. Then this domineering spirit now inside humanity will be the reason why human being will end humanity. Just in 1945, after the Hiroshima bomb, just 16 years from Hiroshima bomb that America dropped, nuclear weapon that America dropped in Hiroshima, only that give only 15 kilotons of TNT. Just 16 years after the 1945 war, 45 to 1947 war, Soviet Union was able to develop something that would give 50 to 58 megatons, 3,300 times more powerful, more devastating than that of nation. Now, fast forward to these days, only heaven knows what they have. Now, the competition that the elite find out because of fear, each nation, each bloc is fighting for supremacy. No one wants anybody to dominate. They keep on investing in armament. The eyes of the elite are not on how to betterment of humanity. No, their eye is on domination, supremacy, and this will continue. When will this end? It will continue until the extent that human beings will start to develop things that will end our world, that will end humanity. This is the dark side of this supremacy and domination, because it's not going to stop. That is where I'm seeing it. And just like what happened during the days of dinosaurs. I think science said millions of years ago, dinosaur was ruling the earth. It was just one article I was reading last 2 months. I found that I've forgotten the man, he's a physician. He said that dinosaur was not extinct because of the impact of the asteroid on the earth, but because of the winter fallout thereafter that disrupt the food chain. This will be the fate of humanity if human beings collectively refuse to be human. We keep on dominating others, keep on dominating others, keep on dominating others. It will reach to a point that we destroy ourselves. So, I will call it beriberiism, because it's just like a flower. We are just like, now the word now is just like a flower. Like, will I say, sunflower that is matured and blossomed. Within a short time, it will wither away. So, this is not how nature made us to be. Elite made us to be this way. Elite made us to be this way. We are not supposed to be dominating our own kind, our own race. We are meant to conquer the earth, to conquer the world, not to conquer human, not to conquer ourselves. We are all human. We are human first before we are Biafran. We are human first before we are America. We are human first before we are Japanese. We are human first before we are Chinese. We are human before we are Arab. All these things are man-made. All these things are man-made. We are human beings first before any ethnicity you want to identify yourself. Until human beings start to think this way, we are going to go back to Stone Age. So I submit my.
Mazi, yes, you're right. But sorry, before you drop, let me also say something before you drop. You know, yes, this is what we hear every time. We are human beings first before anything, just like the preachings in the church. You know, but does it change the reality? That is a question. Right from time immemorial, right from the era of human starting, the beginning of life itself, it has been going on. Domination, it has been going on, even right from the starting of life itself. Because for somebody to survive and be successful, to grow up in the stomach of her or his or her mother as a single cell, other millions of cells will have to die. That is the reality. This world is the survival of the fittest. Let's understand this. Like, what you say, you are right, but this is what you have been hearing and hearing, even on the mainstream media, on churches. Let us be human. Are we behaving like that? That is the reality. The only thing I personally suggest is that we should be on the path of the dominator. Because all this, like one of our brothers said before, they tell us, in the church we have to be peaceful, this and that, peaceful. But inside that church, you pray, you call the God the God of the dominators. Because if Israel, for example, didn't survive, we are not resilient. If they didn't kill others to live, you wouldn't be praising them, even in the church, calling the God of. You don't call the God of the losers. You call the God of the winners. Winners are dominators. That is the thing. So all this, for me, it is a good thing to say, but it doesn't portray the reality at all. It's just like in Nigeria setting, you call on preachers will come and call on, what is happening in Nigeria? Is these people, politicians, are they not human beings? Please, we appeal to your conscience. Be humans and they do something. Stop stealing, stop looting. You know, whereas you know that there is no that thing you are saying is rubbish. It cannot stop anything. What will stop something is the law, so that any person that steals will be killed, like in China. Practical. That is what will stop it. Not appealing to the conscience of people. That is arrant nonsense. You understand? So that is what I want to say or add to you. Go on.
Mas Jonathan, the only thing I know that facilitating domination of human against human is that when you want to make it faster, when you want to be in the echelon of power, you have to dominate. And for you to dominate is the fastest way and the easiest way to keep on with power, to keep on with fame, and to keep to enrich yourself. Without domination, everybody will be equal. Everybody will going to be equal.
But do you think that everybody should be equal? Do you think that no matter what, that people are created to be equal? Okay, let us come to that. Creation. Let's face the reality.
Yes, it cannot be possible in this our real one.
Okay. Not even yes, even right from the world of history we have been reading or we have been studying, it is not possible. After all, twin brothers, according to the record of Esau and Jacob, they would have stayed amicably, but one said no. That nature is natural. That is what I'm trying to say. It is natural. It is for us to belong to the domineering side. It is for us to be on the dominating side. Nothing more. Because history praises the dominators, the conquerors, not the conquered. We cry from now till thy kingdom come and be extinct. The Taino people in in America, in the Central Americas, they are no more. They are extinct. The Taino language is extinct. Do people remember them? People that the world recognizes you staying when you are alive, when you are dominating. People praise you. Even in the churches, they adore you. Say that your God is good. Oh, he is mighty God. He is a lion. Because you won. You dominated. That is the reality of this world. It is natural.
Yeah,
it is not something we are creating.
My fear is that where we are going as humanity, we keep on moving this way. Maybe in the next 200 years, we will go into extinct by ourselves, by our making.
Thank you very much.
That is only my fear.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
That is your view anyway, of which is accepted anyway. But what I think is people will become more competitive. Let me put it like that. Owing to how things are moving. A reasonable person or reasonable people, instead of when we see how the world is going, now we try to make ourselves strong and be on the dominating side so that we stop crying. So that people will praise our God that, oh, the God of Biafrans are a good God. Look at how they defeated the almighty caliphate. That is how it will be remembered. It should be. But when we cry, oh peace, oh God of peace, God of peace. Where is the God? Do you have God of peace? Do you have it? And you see nature you see flood everywhere. Flood is natural. It's we can say it's it's nature. But people are killed. Accidents do happen. Innocent people die just for nothing. Do you understand? It's so deep anyway. Let me take this last caller, please. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? You'll be the last caller.
Yes, sir. The last but not the least.
Of course. you are always. Go on, please.
Mazi Jonathan, I want to let our people to know that this crusade that the
Christians did is just like jihad. This jihad that the Muslims are pushing now is the same thing with the crusade of the Christians. And even in the animal kingdom, they exercise dominion spirit, even in animal kingdom. So domineering is a way of living of people. I want to still to let our people to know 1993, June 12, 1993, Professor Humphrey Nwosu blocked all the border in the northern state of Nigeria. That make people from the Chad, people from Niger, people from all these, both Cameroon, northern Cameroon, make them not to come and vote. NRC and PDP and I don't forget that party name. NRC and the Abiola party. He blocked all those places that make people, this caliphate cannot bring their people from Senegal and Senegambia to come and vote. The election now gets small percentage of free and fair. Because through our radio Biafra, I now know that there is no election in Nigeria that anybody won. And I believe in that. I believe in it. So for our people to know that these people have been using that dominion spirit, and our people will say, let's leave it for God. Let's leave it for God. Even in the house, you will see some parents will keep on telling their child, when you do you like this, you leave. When you do you like this, you leave. There's some people that you will see in their family that when they beat you, you come back as your father will beat you back. That is for you to go and face your mate. You shouldn't cry and come back. When you remember that your father used to beat you, when somebody fight you, you come back out, your father will beat you, ask you to go and fight that person back. You will know that in anywhere you are, you will not allow anybody to intimidate you, because when you allow intimidation, from that intimidation they will subdue the person. From subduing the person, they have conquered the person. That is what these people are doing. After they will say Hapukwa no Jidaga, Hapukwa no Jidaga, Hapukwa no Jidaga. From no Jidaga, from Daga, they now start holding AK-47. They now start holding AK-47 and bomb. That is the way they roll. And if we give them gap, they will do more than this. I so much thank God for our leader Mazi Kanu that opened our eyes and give us what we need at this time. Without IPOB and this radio, I don't know where we will be by now. All the plans that the plan has failed. All this one you see Malami and the Igbo senator are applying, say they are pleading for Buhari to release. What are you pleading? Anytime pleading, this thing used to pain me. You are on your right and you say you are pleading. Why must you be pleading? Every time you will be pleading, they give contract to work the railway. These people still come to plead to them. Why must we be pleading anytime? You see these people that they say they call themselves elite, they are drawing us back. There is no need to listen to them for one day. If we are listening to them, by now all our backyard will be sold out to all this caliphate. We shouldn't listen to them. We are not pleading. We are not pleading. It's must. They must obey the court order. They must. Must is must. They must obey it. Any court that attending any trial of Mazi Nnamdi is not a court. You will first obey this one. Then when you obey this one, then we will know what to do. Because if you do obey this one, we don't know the one you will pay. Idra Gold, the DSS, they still not obey the court order to take her to prison, waiting trial. They still take her to that army camp. They still take her to that abattoir. They did not still obey the court order. So what are we doing in the country that are not obeying the court order? Then why are they taking us to court? If they cannot obey their own court order, they cannot obey it. Why are they taking us to court? I stop here so far. God bless you, sir. God bless you.
God bless. This is where I'm going to stop picking calls, please. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. The reason why we do what we do here is to preach understanding, wisdom, knowledge, enlightenment. That is it. So that we know the world we are in. We know the position we should take. That is it. You know, domineering, I mean, domination and conquest is part of human history. You understand? And it is also part of human advancement. It contributes a lot. When the people we adore, the things we use, it comes from human domination. That is the reality. There is no way everywhere will be equal. People will just be content with what they do, what they have, which means the world will be stagnant. You know, it's just like a river. A river. A river can never be stagnant. Otherwise, it starts sinking, stinking. That is how humans are. We are always praising conquerors. You know, we call the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, God of Israel, God of Moses. Do you know? Moses, the Egyptians exploited Israelis. Yes, the ancient Hebrew. Do you understand me? You know, how they entered Egypt, according to the biblical record, because of famine, which had it been, they had good calculations. After all, when they went and Joseph accorded them a place, after the famine, I think 7 years later, they should have gone back. But they felt better. Now, they didn't calculate well. That is what led them to be there, making that place their home. Just like as our people used to behave. They invested in the north. They go there, buy out. Oh, now we are all okay here. They don't calculate in the next 30 years, in the next 50 years. What if this happen? What if this and that? Because you are in a place whereby your ideology and theirs are not the same. No, don't calculate. We just take what is that present time. The people of the moment. We don't think about tomorrow. What about this? What about that? No, it is disturbing our brain, so we don't think about it. That is very wrong. And that thing led to the exploitation of the Jews, the ancient Hebrews. But remember, they were delivered through the hard way. And do you know what? Do you know that King Solomon, he built the temple, the famous temple that everybody is praising till today. He built it with slave labor or slave laborers from the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Canaanites that we are remaining, that we are not killed. Their generation, future generation, the time of Solomon, they use laborers. So they don't think, they didn't think, what about we are in Egypt and we are slaves, so we leave it like this, let us work all. No, it is part of human nature to exploit. The only thing I personally preach is for us to be on the exploiting side. We are tired of crying all the time. Oh, they are killing us. So look at I don't know whether it's confirmed or not. It's unconfirmed report that they ordered the closure of Alaba International Market. Always on the defensive side, we cry. They destroy, we cry. Let us be in position of strength. And there is no way we can do it without coming together first, forming a structure, which IPOB represents. That is what we preach here. Without a structure, without a formidable structure, you can't do nothing, because individual is nothing. You can't do nothing. You can only go and try to make your living. And that is it. So, what am I trying to say? Let us be in position of strength. It is not easy. That is why when you see people, you see the Fulani that are conquering. They have conquest. in their agenda. It is not easy. Oh. They maintain discipline. That is why. And they stick together. That is, no matter their differences, they settle it internally. They come out in the wider world to show everybody that they are one. They are together. Can you get that? Do you see it? You know, I want people to understand it. Can you get that discipline? In our own, it is not like that. People are, everybody knows more than each other. So why shouldn't we be dominated? Because we have everybody is a leader. Everybody wants to be the head. Everybody wants to call me. People have Zoom. Oh, you have Zoom. I have Zoom. I can raise fund, the ESN fund. What you can do, I can do it. No, but that discipline is not there. To have a formidable structure, there must be discipline. That is why when I look at all this useless so-called democracy, which European is fallacy. The West infested on Africa. It's arrant nonsense. Africa can never move forward with that infused democracy. We must chart our own way. Because real democracy comes with discipline. How do you infuse discipline? Is it through democracy? Where somebody will tell you, oh no, I have my rights. So why will you correct me? I have my rights. So why? Yeah. You must have a mad person that will be in charge to infuse that discipline for years. After that, now, once people are disciplined, that is why I give example with Paul Kagame, a good mad person. I say a good mad person to infuse discipline in a country so that the people will grow with it. Put education on discipline, patriotism, but all these things you can never get it in Nigeria because basically you don't have the same ideology. The value system is not the same; it's opposing, fighting each other. What this side say is good for them, the other side they say is abomination. Do you understand? So, how can it go? Nigeria is not a country. It is just something they put there just to suffer the human beings that are living there. Foreigners put it there. I had Tinubu say, we are a poor country. We are poor. Climate change, this and that. We are poor. I say, oh. We are a poor country, but how many billions of dollars do you have? But you are a poor country. The assets Tinubu has. Other people, politicians in other countries, developed countries, they don't have it. But you're in a poor country. There is no poor country in this world. There should be no poor country. What we have is poor management. Why don't we have poor countries in Europe? Why? I ask. Iceland, what resources did Iceland have? Do you know that some countries only manage themselves with tourism? Come and visit. People come and visit. They develop some places, put a garden, a mountain or a hill. They make it, turn it or another thing, develop it. And people start visiting, bringing money, spending money in their country. That is the way they survive. And they are not poor. But people that have human beings, have non-human beings, non-mineral resources, but they are referred to as poor. Don't you think that there's something fishy? Europe is at peace today because they put wars in Africa. When you go and just look at Congo of today, in area they call Goma, where mineral resources are, they abound. Do you know that River Congo, if a real dam is being built, it can supply the whole of Africa with electricity? Do you know that? But they don't. All these stooges we call politicians that are representing the West, the Western interests, they are not allowed to do all these things. They are not even allowed to tell people, to tell the citizens that look, what we can do, develop your brain. No, they are not. It's a no-go area. If you enter that side, they will use their media to castigate you, demonize you, and remove you from power. So there is nothing that could be achieved with this type of so-called democracy, which is not democracy, it is idiocy. Only electioneering. Look at in Nigeria, they have been registering people from Niger, Chad, all other countries. That is it not a democracy? Thank you for listening. This is where I'm going to stop. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is where we worship. We must continue in this struggle, and our leader must be released. People, you know, every time they are talking problem, Southeast problem, killings, this and that, is that, and they are the people sponsoring it. But let me tell you, there are pressures building on the ground. I'm saying it on air, so that the Nigerian government, the police, they are joking with fire. You know, they should be thankful of IPOB leadership. There are people that want to roll out even suicide bombers. I'm telling you, they are ready to blow themselves into pieces in order to kill politicians. But let's continue. But our leader must be released. Our leader must be released as pronounced by the zoo court. There is no need of carrying somebody to court when you cannot abide or obey the court order. There is no sense. It's insane. It's better you carry the person, keep him. We know, the whole world know that there is nothing concerning court. You just carry him, keep him. Who keep him is government of Nigeria. No trial. What is the need of trying the person in a court whereby you know that there are some outcome that you will not obey? Does it make any sense? Thank you for listening. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is where we worship. We have no other identity apart from Biafra. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.